That way, I'm recording this meeting so that as you guys hear things, if you want to listen to this meeting again, or if you wanted to share this with your parents, you can. It'll be posted to our Lewisburg Middle School YouTube channel. And the whole point of us doing this Zoom today is so you guys can get a little sense of who your middle school teachers are, so we can talk to you a little bit about just what life is like as a middle schooler and just give you information, okay? We know that as a fifth grader, there's a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of the unknown factor going on when it comes to getting ready for middle school. And trust me, you guys can do it, okay? We have every confidence that you guys can do it. We have one more class that's joining us. Looks like Mr. Meyer's class just popped in. So now the middle school cares deeply about making sure that you guys are comfortable when it comes to understanding what middle school is like. And we actually go to great lengths to think about what you want to know. Okay, so my name is Mr. Proctor. I'm the principal at the middle school. I actually have two kids who go to the middle school now. I've got a sixth grader. Her name is Sarah, and I've got an eighth grader. His name's Ben. Our assistant principal couldn't be here today, but his name is Mr. Hinkle. So that's probably one of the first differences between Broadmoor and the middle school is we actually have two principals. So both principals work with all kids, but Mr. Hinkle focuses on athletics. So that's one of the cool things about being a middle school student is you get to eventually get into sports as a seventh grader, which is definitely something to look forward to. And then as you can see in the Zoom today, we've got a lot of your teachers. So now I mentioned that we care a lot about making you guys feel comfortable and giving you guys a heads up about what middle school is like. And I wanted to share something with you guys. I'm going to share my screen real quick, just so I can kind of prove to you how much I mean that. So right now you should be looking at my computer screen, if that's correct. And I'm going to drag over a file. Now, if you have not used Google before, Google is like a way to store stuff, kind of like you do on a computer. And all these files that you see on the screen right now is research that we have done about our students. We have given students surveys in the past about, hey, what are you guys worried about coming into the middle school? We've asked our eighth graders, our seventh graders, hey, what were you worried about when you came to middle school? And what kind of things do you wish you knew then that you know now? So if I click on this file real quick, this is from a little while ago, and we couldn't do this last year because of COVID, but we asked the question of all our sixth graders, what stressed you about middle school when you were coming into our building? What stresses you now in your current grade? What did people tell you about coming to the middle school before you got here? And we calculated and collected all these responses just so we could know how you guys feel. All right, so that's an important thing. Now, one of the biggest questions that we heard from people as we asked that was, well, who are the teachers? That's something you definitely want to know. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to give everybody a chance. We got some more people who are trying to get in. Sorry, guys. We should have some more new faces joining us right now. So what I wanted to do, because I know you guys have specials here in about 13 minutes, is give our teachers to just briefly introduce themselves. They're going to tell you a little bit about what their class is like, maybe just a brief introduction to the kind of things that you'll learn, and maybe just an example of an assignment that you might do that's something to really look forward to. So I will just pick people. Annie, if we could start with you, since you're nearest to me on my little grid here.
Unmute myself here. Hi, guys. All right, well, good morning, everyone. I'm Mrs. Good, and I teach language arts. That means that I teach writing along with some of the grammar rules to apply to your writing. We are going to be doing some fun and entertaining writing activities in my class. Hope you do like that word art, some clip art, those Google Slides, Google Docs. I'll guide you along with that process. We're going to be using all of them. In your free time, look up some Schoolhouse Rock. We're going to be rocking out to lots of grammar rules. Hope to see you soon.
Awesome. And you guys are going to love Mrs. Good. She's a good teacher. Mrs. Good. It's too fun to use the words. Yeah, she's awesome. Awesome. Mr. Reese, you want to go next?
Sure, I'll go. Mr. Reese here, I'll be teaching your science classes. We'll start off with just a general book on science and technology. We'll move into light and sound. We'll do earth structure. We also have ecology and environment. So we do a little bit of all different kinds of sciences. We just finished up our unit in rocks. And so we look at a lot of different rocks and minerals. And just as an example, we have lots of samples. Like this is a good piece of pumice that would have came from a volcano. And then I got some just awkward, different looking rocks. And this one has a nice little white band running right through the middle of it. So we'll do some hands-on stuff. We'll make some music instruments. We'll create some towers that we'll try to shake down like an earthquake. So lots of different things we'll be doing in science this year. And I look forward to seeing you guys next year.
And I was a former science teacher, and Mr. Reese is excellent. That is a fun class. I'm not knocking the elementary, but one of the great things about middle school, and I know Mrs. Apple's giving me the stink eye. She's like, you better be careful with what you say, Mr. Proctor. I know, I'm getting the point. Then one of the nice things about middle school is you get these classes every day. So you'll get your social studies, you'll get a dose of that every day. You'll get your science every day. You'll get your math and reading every day. If you take an elective, you get that every day, which is really, really cool. All right, Mrs. Barber, I'll jump to you next for your class.
All right, hi, I'm Mrs. Barber. I teach literature. So we read short stories, we read novels, pretty much everything. We do all the reading. I know a big thing is always, ooh, do we have to do AR? We do AR. We do it completely different every quarter. The first quarter we did a choice board and you got to choose different genres of reading, and you had to collect AR points, but it's based around genres. Second quarter we read autobiographies, and we got to do a really fun project on our computer and then share those with our classmates. This quarter, we're just collecting AR points like we typically do in the elementary. And then next quarter, we're gonna go back to the choice board. So I know everybody goes, reading AR, sorry. We still do it. We want you to read outside of school. I know, I'm a reading nerd. So, but that's always the big thing with mine. So we do tons of stuff with reading and talking about literature. So I hope you'll enjoy it next year.
Yeah,
see you next year.
You're gonna love Mrs. Barber's class. Like just the way she sets up her room is really cool. And we're hoping to be able to set up things as normally as possible next year. But obviously we don't know everything as far as COVID goes and what we can and can't do. What we do know is we can do school. Like we know how to do that. And we will make it the best for you guys that we can. Another cool thing about Mrs. Barber's class, I don't want to overstep, but if you love to read, there are some really cool end of the year prizes and celebrations and field trips that they do just for that purpose.
Oh yeah, sorry, forgot to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we do some awesome things with reading. So if you really love to read, you're gonna get rewarded on that. If it's just, I don't love to read, you can just do the minimum. It's up to you.
Okay. All right, I'm just looking down my grid. Mrs. Terry, do you want to go next? Oh, you're muted. There you go.
Yep, nope, there I am. Hi guys, I'm Mrs. Terry. I will be your math teacher next year. Your guys' fifth grade teachers have done a great job preparing you to come into middle school for math. So sixth grade math is a kind of an extension of what they are doing to you guys right now. We do the number system, which is like add, subtract, multiply, divide with fractions, decimals, whole numbers. We go into expressions and equations. We have ratios, geometry, and statistics. I try to make math as much real life connections with you guys as I can. And I always try to find fun things for you guys to relate to math with. So I'm going to leave you guys with something and say, did you know that every odd number has the letter E in it?
7.
So, something to think
3.
about.
Whoa.
Something to think about. I know, mind blown, huh? So can't wait to see you guys next year.
Awesome. Thank you, Mrs. Terry. And she's got these cool little things on her desk that allow you to bounce your feet. Like she's got, it's the little details. Mrs. Terry's class is awesome. So you'll get to see some of that stuff. She likes to give you guys a chance to wiggle while you learn a little bit, which is really cool. Okay, we've got one more core content teacher, and that is Mrs. Musil.
Good morning, future sixth graders. My name is Mrs. Musil, and I'm your social studies teacher. In sixth grade, social studies centers around ancient world history. We start off at the beginning with the hunters and gatherers, and we work our way through the different civilizations during ancient times. We'll make stops in Mesopotamia and Egypt, China, Greece, Rome. We have lots of fun talking about these civilizations and discovering what it means to be a historian. We're just super excited for you guys to join us next year, and we look forward to meeting you.
Awesome. And you guys are going to love Mrs. Musil's class. History is really, really neat. The thing I love about history is you can imagine yourself in all these different ancient civilizations. And I at one point early in my career, I taught ancient civilizations, and it's really cool. And the way she approaches it is awesome because she gets you thinking critically about what it would be like to be a part of that civilization and why they make the decisions that they do. So it's really fantastic. So those are called our core content teachers. So those are the ones that everybody has to take. You will have those teachers no matter what your schedule looks like. Now, some of the classes you have to take, like those, and then some of them you get to pick. Now, I want to show you guys another thing on my screen here. So let me share again. And remember, today, the point of this is not to overwhelm you, it's just to give you enough information that you can kind of understand how we are structured at the middle school. So the next thing that I wanted to show you is an example of our daily schedule. So at Broadmoor, you guys have a schedule. You know when you guys go to PE, which days you do all that. But this is what a typical day looks like at the middle school. You can see that you have, we call them hours. So you go hours 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there's a lunch period. So we do feed you guys. Like you still get to eat when you're in middle school. Like we don't take that away from you. That'd be crazy. And then you've got 6th, 7th, 8th. And then we have something called Wildcat time. All of our classes, all you mathematicians out there, you can probably surmise about how long our classes are. Every period is 42 minutes long. Now that is an awesome thing at the middle school because, like, let's say you are having a rough time and you are like, one class has kind of got you down. Well, you get out of that class after 42 minutes and you go to a new class. Or if you have a hard time sitting still and you like to move, our building is structured to give you guys breaks to move very often. So in between your classes, you have a 4-minute passing period, and that's your opportunity to go to your locker, get things before you go to your next class. Okay, so this is what our day looks like. So let me pull that off of that screen real quick. I also wanted to show you guys our website because as you start thinking about enrollment and picking classes for next year, you're going to want to read up a little bit. Okay, now we are not going to do enrollment today, so you don't have to pick those classes today. And I don't know if you can see my little clock down here, but Annie, can you see my little calendar at the bottom of my screen? Perfect. Okay, so this is where we are today. So we finish out this week, we go into next week, you guys get off Thursday, you have no school Friday, and then the 15th through the 19th, this is your spring break. What we are looking to do is the week after spring break, we want you guys really to have conversations with your parents about what kind of electives you want to pick next year. And then starting the week of March 29th through April 2nd, this week is where you guys are going to do your enrollment. Okay, now you will do that all on the computer. You'll log into Skyward. We'll give you all the directions. I'll actually make a special video just for you guys that shows you how to enroll. But the reason that I pulled up this website is so you can see what our classes are. So you can do a little reading if you're one of the types of people who wants to know. So if you go to our website, which is usd416.org, you'll go to this website. If you go to schools and then click middle school, this is where you'll go to figure out what your classes look like. Okay, and you just scroll down. And once again, guys, you don't have to memorize all this because I'm going to post this video that I'm talking to you about right now to our YouTube channel so you can watch it again. And on the side here, there is a link that says course description. And if you click that, it'll take you to a file which shows every class that we offer in terms of electives. So if you're interested in band, you can read a little bit about that. If you're interested in jazz band, modern band, choir, I'll just read through yearbook, computer programming. If you love computers, if you love to build things, you'd be interested in our technology classes. We have Spanish as an option at the middle school, art, if you like to draw, family and computer science, if you like to sew and cook, that's a great class for you. And some of these are upper level and some of them are lower level. So you can see there's this huge document that has all these choices. These are your electives. These are the ones you get to pick. So I'll give you more details later about how you pick your classes and what to think about as you guys get closer to making those decisions. You don't have to decide today. But I can tell you that all of our teachers are awesome. We have amazing staff members here at the middle school, and no matter what you pick, it will be a good choice, okay? Now, I wanted to also talk to you guys just about a few basic things, and we only have a couple minutes left, and Mrs. Apple, if you need to like cut me off, you just say the word and I can stop. The first thing I want to tell you guys is next year at the start of the year, we have a special day just for 6th grade. Okay, on that day, the 6th graders are the only ones who come to our school. There's no 7th graders or 8th graders in the building on that day, and we just practice things. We give you a tour of the building. We let you practice your locker. You walk your schedule several times, and it's all meant to make you feel comfortable and to make sure you know where your classes are. Because I've been doing this a while, and so have your teachers. We can usually predict the things that you're going to worry about the most. You want to know who your teachers are, where your classes are, like how do I get to social studies? How do I find art? You want to know where's my locker? Can I open my locker? And do I have enough time to go to the bathroom? Like, is there enough time during a passing period? And you guys will be masters at all of that, okay? Now, this year we've done some weird stuff at the middle school just because of COVID. We had to kind of change our structures of school. So if you have a brother or a sister who's here now, they may tell you, oh, the middle school's like this, and they may just be kind of coming at it from what we've done with COVID. But just know we will be doing lockers next year. You have to have your phones in your locker. You guys will be walking around with Chromebooks, and that's an awesome thing. You'll be taking home Chromebooks. And so there's some things that we'll train you how to do, but we will take the time to do that well, okay? So you don't have to stress about that. Now, I have a list of a bunch of other things that I was going to see if I could get to, everything from talking to you about like, well, what does our lunchroom look like? What about a virtual tour? One of the coolest things that I think we do at the middle school is we try and share with you. So I will make another video. It won't be a Zoom like this, but I'm going to do a video as we get closer to the end of the year where I just do a tour of the building. And it'll be on our YouTube channel, so you can watch that anytime. I'll go to all the teachers' classrooms. I'll show you an example of how to open a locker. I'll show you where the cafeteria is, all that basic stuff, just to kind of give you guys a little heads up. And 5th graders, you guys are brave. Our 6th graders that we have now, when they were 5th graders, they were also super brave. And one of the reasons I say that is not only did they and you have to come to middle school, you guys are doing that without being able to do stuff the normal way. Like usually we would come talk to you in person, or we would try and see if we could invite you guys over and kind of walk the building. And we can't do that this year. But just know that we know that it's a stressful time, or it can be. Some of you guys might be like, nah, I got this, no stress at all. But we do know that some of you guys have some concerns, and we're here to help you with that. I know all the teachers in our building, the teachers we have in this Zoom are probably like 10s for caring. All right. They know exactly how to help you. Everybody's going to help you, but you got a special group of teachers here. So wanted to make you guys aware of that. Now you're going to have questions, and you may have questions after I showed you guys like the list of classes for art and things like that. Just know there'll be a time for you guys to ask those questions. We will save this video so you can watch it again, just if you want to see that teacher's face again later. And if you wanted to see an example of that schedule, it's all going to be on our YouTube channel, excuse me. Okay. So with that being said, I think you guys have to get off to your specials. So wherever you're headed next, guys, have fun with it. And just know that we can't wait to meet you guys. You're going to love the middle school. You get a lot of independence, a lot of freedom. It's a really cool time. So we can't wait to see you all. Okay. All right. 6th grade teachers, thanks for being here. Everybody have a great Tuesday.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.